Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. Thanks so much for tuning in to another edition of Morning Pulse on this January 26th. I'm Kelsey Marier, coming to you live from our KTTC digital desk for your digital news headlines. Today I have 4 headlines to bring you today, covering obviously southeast Minnesota, northern Iowa, or all of Minnesota and all of Iowa, trying to keep this hyper local for you so that you know what's happening in the communities around you. After our 4 news headlines, I will touch quickly on our weather report for our Monday, and then I will let you go for the rest of your day. So today we are starting, we have a lot of headlines to get to today, a lot of big news, and we are starting with something that was new into our newsroom overnight. So we have learned that a man is now in custody following a deadly shooting that happened in southeast Rochester. This took place around 9:30 Sunday night. Officers went to an area around Marion Road Southeast and Eastwood Road. Upon their arrival, police ended up finding a man who had a gunshot wound. They say he was taken to Mayo Clinic St. Mary's, but unfortunately that man, the victim, did not survive. Officers then had received some sort of report that an armed person had broken into a home along Marion Road, so kind of near the scene still. That man was actually known to the residents of that home and was identified as the suspect in the shooting earlier that evening. So police were able to find him and they arrested him without incident. Right now, both the suspect and victim's identities have not been disclosed by authorities. That information may come to light within the next day or couple of days as the investigation kind of continues here. So keep tuned to KTTC for any updates on that. We, of course, will bring you that new information as soon as we learn it. All right, before I toggle to our next video here, the next story I'm going to be talking about is the second fatal ICE-involved shooting in Minneapolis. And I do just want to warn you that the video that we're going to be showing was taken from a witness at the scene, and it may be disturbing for some people to watch. So before I turn that on, I just wanted to disclose that I'm going to be showing some of the viewer video of what happened just before the fatal shooting in Minneapolis, the second one that took place over the weekend. So I will play that for you now so you can get a look. But yeah, as I just said, another person has been shot and killed by a federal agent in Minneapolis. That victim identified as 37-year-old Alex Preddy. He was an ICU nurse and worked at the Minneapolis VA hospital. State and local leaders are now kind of questioning the Department of Homeland Security's account of what exactly happened in this situation. And those state and local leaders are once again calling on ICE agents to leave Minnesota. So the footage you're watching here shows Preddy in the street. He's holding his cell phone while recording an ICE enforcement operation taking place. Moments later, you see on the sidewalk, a federal agent pushes a bystander to the ground, and that's when Preddy jumps in to try to intervene. Again, according to this video, you can still see that he was holding his cell phone in his hand, and that's when you see agents kind of use pepper spray on Preddy. Then a number of them jump on top of him. You can see that happening right here. The Department of Homeland Security says that Preddy had a gun and federal agents were trying to wrestle it away from him. Now, we're still waiting to see if there's any sort of video angle that shows Preddy physically holding a gun. In this video, you do see he has one hand up in the air, that's empty, and another hand holding a cell phone. The agency claims that Preddy violently was resisting those officers, and that is apparently, according to DHS, why so many of them jumped on top of him. Unfortunately, this situation ends tragically, and Preddy ends up being shot and killed by a Border Patrol agent that was on the scene there. Obviously, this is, it's a very fluid situation. More videos are coming to light, but we're hearing information from the DHS. We're also hearing information from local and state officials about what happened, hoping that an investigation will bring to light what exactly happened here and what the next steps are. Now, in response to this shooting, the Rochester branch of the NAACP has said that it's going to come out and hold a news conference as well as a community vigil tonight. This is again happening in the Med City here. So the organization says the goal of this vigil is to really bring the community together in solidarity to mourn these 2 lives lost, and of course to call attention to the growing fear being experienced by people in Rochester as well as around the state. So there will be a moment of silence today for Alex Preddy, as well as Renee Good, and all of the families that have been impacted by recent ICE enforcement. We're told that the president of the Rochester branch of the NAACP will be speaking at this event tonight, along with some other community and local government leaders. So if you would like to attend or learn more about this, it starts at 5 p.m. and it's happening at the Rochester Civic Theater. That is connected to the Mayo Civic Center. So that information is something that we learned and we wanted to bring to you if you were interested in attending or learning more about this situation. Again, this is in response to the second fatal ICE shooting that took place in Minneapolis. Our 4th story this morning takes us to Iowa, where Governor Kim Reynolds says the state is actually committing millions of dollars toward cancer research, and it's all to really find out why so many Iowans are being diagnosed with this disease. So Iowa is apparently the only state in the country seeing a rising cancer rate. That's according to the Iowa Cancer Consortium. Governor Reynolds says she has pledged a $50 million state commitment to help with that research, as well as cancer prevention. The money is part of a $209 million federal grant, and that's for rural health care. That was announced earlier this month, if you don't remember. But she says all of the money will be going toward creating hubs in rural areas to be equipped with resources for treatment and prevention. So just wanted to bring you up to speed on an initiative coming from the governor in the state of Iowa regarding cancer, bringing down those rising cancer rates and cancer research and prevention in the Hawkeye State. All right, our last thing that we're going to be touching on is the weather for our Monday. You're looking now at our homepage of kttc.com, where you can click on the First Alert Weather tab right there at the top of your screen, and that will give you a full synopsis from the current meteorologist on the schedule, kind of breaking down what the weather looks like. So you can see here a full kind of synopsis, as well as on the right side a video of the forecast by meteorologist Ted Schmidt. He was the one on shift currently. You can scroll down too and see more temperatures, you know, hourly, 3-day, 10-day weekend, the radar, all those things. But quickly, just as a little overview, I will share with you that today is another First Alert Day that was issued by our weather team here because of one more day of dangerously cold wind chill values that are taking place this morning. So we're still dealing with that Arctic air, but thankfully today will be the last day of those bitterly cold temperatures. We're still seeing the Arctic air. It's obviously caused by winds, dangerous cold values for those wind chill indices. We're talking in the 30 to 35 degree below zero range. Obviously that can potentially lead to frostbite within 20 minutes. So with that, temperatures are going to be climbing up to the single digits this afternoon. That's above zero, single digits, better than below, which is a good thing. There may be some southwest winds in the afternoon and evening that could reach 20 to 30 miles an hour, which is obviously still going to make it feel pretty cold out there, but improvement is on the horizon, and that is what we are holding on to, that we don't have any more of these super dangerously cold days ahead of us here, at least for the foreseeable future. So that is something to celebrate. All right, that is all the news and weather that I have for you on this Monday morning. I hopefully think that this was helpful for you, and that you will tune in again tomorrow to get your local news headlines and a digital format. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.